I want to play video
Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey.
Hey, all, how's it going? How are you doing? My camera's a little bit low. My white balance is a little bit fucked up. That out of the way. Don't need shit in the way, and there we go. How y'all doing? Have you been fantastic? Fake Life, thank you for the sub. Very kind, yeah. Very kind, yeah. Today we're doing something, I don't even want to say different, because we're doing something very similar to everything else we've ever done on this channel. We're playing Monster Rancher.
I want to play video games.
Hey, Big Waloo, thank you for the sub. Very kind of you. Yeah, we're playing some Monster Rancher 2DX tonight. You know, not surprising. Nobody's like, hold on. What's this? I don't know what's going on.
Your soup is here.
Everybody's aware, but today we're going to be playing to build a new lightweight monster. And the fun thing is, I don't know what I want to make. So I think we're going to look at a bunch of monsters and we'll decide. Would have never guessed, I know. It's really crazy. Okay, is this my new file? For the DXBL? Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're getting into it. I didn't even do my spiel. Sign exclamation mark CB for combo breaker, exclamation mark DXBL for the DX Battle League. What's this? What's going on? I know, it's so crazy. Nobody's ever seen me play Monster Rancher before. But yeah, I'm going to be making a monster for DXBL. 1 second. I want to change my white balance a little bit. It's not even like... Why does that change it? Why does that change my white balance? My white balance is set. It's not, or rather, it's not automatic. It's not supposed to change. Whatever, it's fine. We'll leave it. It's okay. We're doing fine. Whatever. Gel or zoom? So I was actually thinking zoom maybe. But before we get into it, I'm kind of curious, like, if there's a monster with, like, text that I haven't, like, really explored yet. I'm sure it's, you know, there's a good chance for it. I mean, I don't think there's a good chance that, you know, I literally haven't checked out the monster, because I've raised... The only monster I think I haven't raised for competitive play is Undine, and that's not going to happen tonight. I'm not interested in that. Zoom Gel named Wet Skin. I've raised Zoom Gel before. What did I call him? It was something fucked up. It was for one of Macho's tourneys. Seaward Ho. That's what I called him. Hey Macho, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. I'm doing okay. Okay, let's take a look at the desktop here. So, I was also thinking maybe ape, because it is lightweight, and I've never made an intelligence ape. It'd be funny to do like a slow guts rate ape with big banana and like no skill. I think that could be fun. This guy starts with 100 skill. We could just leave it there. It's not really any, like, big withering monsters in lightweight. I guess there's Phoenix. You probably have to run speed. But you can make that work. Bossy or Rock Ape. I'm a big Gibberer fan, too. I like Gibberer. He starts with 110 skill, no dice. We can't have that. I think that might be the play, though. Because I was thinking of maybe doing Zoom as well. But I didn't really know what I wanted to do with him. I love Sansorian. It's gotta be one of my favorite designs. It's purebred that has super low stats for ape. Oh yeah, 48 and everything, eh? Do we do 50 skill? 50 skill ape? Hey, Jetstream, thanks for the sub. I don't think he has the hit rate to make that go off, but that could be funny. I mean, he definitely does with Big Banana. I'm trying to like do a build that hasn't been done before. Have to raise skill a little bit if you want one defense, that's true. So maybe this is the play. We take purebred ape. 19 guts rate? Holy. And no grit. Challenge mode? Yeah, okay, let's do it. It'll be fun. Guts correction 8, baby. It's gonna be something. It might work, it might not. But if... We'll see what my skill ends up at, and then we'll base the rest of the stats on that. Because skill is obviously pretty inalienable. It is what it is. You can't stop it. There's no way to lower it. So, Ghetto and Corona. Ghetto. Like the Ghetto Boys? That's how they spelt it. No. They do an int ape, but decided against it because I made a more standard ape for my first comp monster. Alright, that's cool. Running Boomerang and Banana or just Banana in the basics? That's a good question. I think Big Banana might be the play. I do want to take him to the ranch. But while we're thinking of a name, let's go back to desktop real quick and take a look. Ape. So Banana is like plus 14. It's really good. But this one is plus 18. That's crazy, man. It's pretty good. Against speed builds, we'll have like 80% chance to hit. Or against not speed builds, against tank builds. 19 guts rate though, we might be in a little bit of trouble. I don't know. Time scan with that 9-second animation on hit. Here's the problem. We need a lot of damage if we have low skill, because we're not going to be hitting very often. Do I want to roll for the 3% chance? I think we do, and then I decide afterwards. After I've already, like, you know, made my life hell, if I want to get Boomerang as well. I think just Big Banana might be the play, though. Boomerangs are arguably a better tech in, like, every way. It's way cheaper for almost the same hit and, like, a decent amount of damage. I guess we can do a quick calculation here. This is, I don't know. Let's compare it to my Jill. 50. Life and defense doesn't matter. Make that 1. $125 damage on 73% chance with 50 skill. Might be good to have 1 empty slot. Yeah. I think opening Big Banana is still, like, probably not great. I do like the idea of Big Banana, and, like, the damage is, like, pretty solid. But my concern is starting like 6 seconds down with a 19 guts rate. I think if it just had like the regular guts rate, I would just say fuck it. But I think we might just try regular banana. Regular boomerang. And just at least keep slot 4 open. That's got 70% chance, 58, 63 against a monster with 1 speed. So if this was 13, which is, or no, it's 11, right? Say I had 75 guts. Okay, all of a sudden this is doing 81% chance to do half of his health. If we swap, it's like 30% on there. It's still 50%. Oh, minus 104 minus. I do 350 life. But then life will like have to come down based on what my skill is. But I think this is probably okay. Right? Or like 349 life. That might be the play. There's max power, max intelligence, max speed, skill as low as I can get it, and then life for the remaining. I think that's probably the play. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on errantry first so we can get boomerang without actually raising its stats. And then we'll hope it fails a lot, and then we'll go from there. Oh, that's funny though. It's a 3% chance on both of them. Yeah, it's not a great chance to get either. Okay, so during all that time, I could have been thinking of a name, and I didn't think of a name. What are we gonna go with? Also, do I look like I went boxing today? Because I actually did like an extremely long, like 2-hour session. I'm feeling pretty good though. Fuck, what do we want to call it? It's a monkey man with a slower than normal guts rate on an already slow monster. What's the monster? It's a purebred ape. Slim Louie? Slim Louie is nice. I gotta come up with something that like matches Macho's last couple monster names. He's got killers. I think I got a name. It's a little cringe. It's going to my cringe compilation. The Chiquita Yita. We got him. That's the name. He's throwing a banana, you get it? I think it's a good name. Anybody before honorific was food? It's almost. I'm okay with that. I think that's not too bad of a name. Chiquita Yita. Kind of hard to say. Okay, so let's go get a banana. In Greek, Yita means goat. It does, yeah. It also works for that too, because he is the banana goat. Okay, Okay, so we only got a 3% chance to get either of the techs we want here. Not good. But that's fine. We'll have to do a little re-rolling. We don't get to give him grit, which sucks. But he does have fury, which is insane. So if he causes anger, giving this monster fury is like actually crazy. It kind of like further like cements his like tank busting properties. Magic banana mixed attacker ape. Something like that, yeah. It is mixed attacker. It's a special spawn that starts with really slow techs and a really slow guts rate and fury. Really low stats is what I was trying to say, and a slow guts rate and fury. It's got everything. So it has what do you call it? It has 3% chance to learn boomerang, and it has 3% chance to learn big banana. I am a big banana enjoyer. It was tuned to be like really, really good in hard mode because it was like, you know, it's a little bit lackluster in this version of the game. It just, you know, it needs like maybe like 20% more hit or like 20% more damage. Does he leave the Chiquita death squads in Colombia? He does. Del Monkey would have worked too. We could have done that, but I think that's not as interesting. Oh, hell yeah. Del Monkey would have been good. But I feel like that's not as original. And that has to have been done, right? There's no way I'm the first person to think of that. That's too on the nose. This Mutta... We'll get it eventually. It's a numbers game. And boy, do I love counting. I love how every monster in the game, like when they're in the arena, has like a center point on their body that like determines where attacks land when like, you know, they're attacked or whatever. And Apes, because his arm is outstretched... sorry, I got this like Superman hair hanging out. Because his one arm is outstretched, he has like the center point of his body is his armpit. So whenever monsters will like square up against him to attack, they'll like go forward and then like turn like 20 degrees and like try to punch him in the armpit. I don't remember if it happens as much in vanilla, but it definitely happens in Monster Farm too. Hey, we got a skill. Wunderbar. Unfortunately, we got like a lot of successes for it to happen. We want to get as few stats as possible, so, you know, it's a little unfortunate that we didn't just get like 2 successes and then fail the rest of it. Or even 1 and fail the rest of it. Okay. I do think this is the worst option of the two. I do think this is the worst option of the two, but the other two techs even do any withering. Everything does withering, eh? Whatever. We'll go for it. This was the original plan. It did less damage than I thought, but we'll be okay. Ape's so good. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I'm raising him like bad on purpose as a joke then. Okay, I don't need a candy. I probably didn't need to buy all of those. I'll need more nuts oils here. Give him a large banana as a joke? We did. Gotta love drinking coffee that I poured like 4 hours ago. Ape's dodge animation, it's great. He just like rolls into a ball and gets out of dodge. Okay. Okay, advance, viewer open. So like I said, our goal is, this is going to be a lightweight monster, so max cap of 1400 composite. No stats can be above 500, so we're going to go full speed, full power, and intelligence. So 500 power, 500 speed, that puts us at 1000. And then try to keep skill as low as possible. And then whatever is left over goes into life. And I think that's probably fine. It's very similar to like a good luck, have fun, or a you know, what's the other one? Sussy German. Except Sussy German is like ultra top tier already, and then the format just makes me even stronger. And good luck, have fun is a hopper, so you know, there's certainly not much that can be done about that. Shell's tried, though. He did his damnedest. Okay, so we need to lower our defense. We're aiming for -3s and -4s, and we're probably not going to accept anything else. Because we want to raise skill as little as possible. Good luck, have fun is sick. Yeah, it's a great monster. It's really cool. I guess I can raise intelligence too. No, leap is fine for that. I'm just trying to think of like what the most optimal off stat to like raise on my, I guess it's not off stat, but the light drill. What the most optimal light drill is. If I'm doing meditates. Life probably. No, but then I'm gonna have to alternate these. So it's fine if I do speed now. Okay, that's -2. Digimon only be getting a new anime? Monster Rancher anime when? I don't know, man. I don't think that's ever happening, and I think that's okay. As much as I love Monster Rancher, like, the anime was not particularly good, and I feel like that's not, you know, an outsider opinion. Especially, I used to be, like, a big why do you care type fella when it came to the anime, and like people would be like, oh, like I can't watch the dub sucks, this and that, and I thought people were being like a little bit crazy because like who cares, it's Monster Rancher. Like at its absolute best it's still probably a little bit garbage, and that's okay. I still love it either way. But having rewatched it over the last couple of years during the like New Year's Eve drinking games, there's so many obvious cuts that like it's like, oh, the second half of this episode doesn't like make any sense, or like why did that happen? And it's because they just straight up cut out like a plot point because, you know, it happened to be violent or whatever. So it's like I have no idea what's happening now. And it's, you know, you can infer, it's a children's show. It's not like fucking Metropolis or something. It's like you can figure it out if you like use a modicum of brain power. But you have to do that after the fact, and you know, it makes more sense when you have the knowledge that things have been cut in an insane way, whereas as a kid you're probably just like, oh, okay, well that scene ended, I wonder how they were going to get out of that one. Because when I heard about like all the cuts and stuff, I thought that people were just mad because it's like, oh, they took out all the parts of the episodes where like hair farts, and it's like, okay, like who could possibly care about that? And I know people who are like, I want to see that, I think it makes the show more complete, and it's like, that's dumb, and I couldn't care less. But there are like straight up fights and stuff where it's just like, as soon as it starts, it's over because they couldn't use 90% of the footage from the fight because it was too like violent for American sensibilities. Okay, I'm only rolling -1s here. We're aiming for -3 or -4 because I want to do as few meditates as possible. Holy moly. Fewer meditates means my skill is raised by less. Oh, that was -3. I'll take that. I'll take a -3. Ideally, I would like under 100 skill. 88 skill, I think, would be fine. You know, that's a level above. Or a level below, I should say. No, mother. Man, I was so excited today. I'm actually working on 2 different Rancher rundowns, like, in tandem. And so today my goal was, like, finish up the scripts for both of them and then, like, start recording vocals. And I, like, sat down and I got the scripts to, like, 90%. And then I was like, I'm going to take a little nap. And then I did the thing where it's like I woke up and I'm like, I'm still tired. I'm going to snooze. And then I woke up, like, an hour later. I was like, uh-oh, it's time to go do groceries now. I made a mistake. Why did you let me do this? But you know, sometimes your body needs it. You need to sleep occasionally. It do be difficult with all the, you know, extra physical activity and whatever. I'm trying to get my friends to, like, come out to classes for the boxing gym, and it's like pulling teeth. It's people who are like, oh, I watched Depot, and I'm like, I'm super hyped on, like, learning. And, you know, as, like, corny as that sounds, like, that fucking show will motivate you to, like, basically accomplish whatever you can set your mind to. But it's just, it's so impossible to, like, drag people out. And I would, like, love to have friends to, like, come out. I would love to have friends in general, I suppose. And, you know, I'm trying real hard not to make it a Monster Rancher type thing, right? Where it's like, you know, you're overbearing about the thing you enjoy. And then everyone's like, I don't want to deal with this shit. Why are you so weird about it? I guess here's a tip, especially as, like, an adult. It sucks as a kid, too. But, like, as an adult, you don't have time to deal with it anymore. If you, say you're, like, interested in doing something, and then someone, like, invites you to a thing and you decline on it, you gotta just be like, hey, I actually don't care that much. And I'm not gonna take that personally. I'll just be like, alright, that's fine. Well, whatever, man. It's your life. You do whatever you want. I'm not offended. But the whole, like, yeah, no, definitely. Next time, man, definitely I'll come out. It's like, what are you, 14 years old? Like, are you embarrassed to tell me you can't make it? Just say you can't come. It's okay. Whatever. But now I feel like a weirdo for, like, continuing to ask, you know? And it wouldn't be so bad if when I stopped asking, if they weren't like, oh, so, like, do you want to go sometime? And I'm like, yeah, man, let's do it. And then, oh, you know, I can't make it. It's just like the cycle over and over. I'm being trolled. Like, why bring it up? I have one friend who, like, wants to go, but it just doesn't work with his schedule. And, like, I feel that. I definitely feel that. Whereas on my parasocial BFFs, they're all yelling at me on YouTube about not uploading enough. I don't know if you guys saw that. I was posting it in the Discord. There's this guy who, his only comments have ever been, like, really weird. And, like, things where, like, he'll tell a joke, and I'm like, man, that shit didn't land. Like, you gotta, like, workshop that a little bit. And he'll be... How do I describe this? As much as, you know, it's stolen valor for me to, like, pretend it's the same thing, I think I can understand what it feels like to be a woman when you, like, have to turn down a guy in, like, in person, face to face, and they're just like, well, fuck you then. It's like, well, what did I do? What the hell? Being fucking a streamer and, like, posting stuff on YouTube is, like, very similar, because you'll just get, like, people unsolicited, like, I don't know, giving their opinions, or, like, not even opinions, like, who cares about opinions, but just, like, trying to be your friend, I guess. And when you're like, no, like, it's not gonna work out, man. They're like, well, fuck you then. Like, I didn't even like your videos anyway. Like, I have real friends and you don't have real friends. And just, like, crashing out entirely. And it's like, alright, man. What the hell? Most of you are fine. 99% of you are fine. You're all normal people. Or if you're not normal, you're at least, you know, normal to me. And that's cool. You're as normal as someone who still plays Monster Rancher in whatever year this currently is. Well, that would have been very wrong. All your homies hate Moose Bones? That's unfortunate, because I'm Moose Bones. But Doctor, I am Moose Bones. I've been so sad recently. You should go watch this streamer. He streams a game you've never heard of. It's called Monster Rancher. They call him the Great Moose Bones. But Doctor, I am Pagliacci. Or something like that. I don't know. I didn't read the book. Seen your favorite never thought you were pretty. I was being polite. You're wrong and Melner sucks. Damn. Melner catching strays? But like, it's happened a couple of times where someone's like really aggressive in their comment, and then you're like, why are you like this, dude? And they're like, hey, well, actually, fuck you. I wasn't being aggressive at all, you piece of shit. It's like, okay, well, you're certainly proving me wrong. What the hell? What are you... I don't know. I think the problem with most people is they don't got friends in their corner willing to tell them when they're like going too far. It's just simply like the people in your life don't have your best interest in mind. And it sucks to find out in a YouTube comment section, but you know, if that's what it takes, maybe it's what it takes. I'm annoying AF. I don't know whether to double down on it as a personality trait or try and change it and be disingenuine. Duality of life. Yeah, I feel that. It's really funny getting older and coming to terms with the fact that I was like annoying as a kid. And like, just being like, yeah, like, you know, I understand a little bit of the bullying. Some of it makes sense. Some of it was like way overboard. I used to get in like fights all the time when I was younger, because, you know, kids are little assholes. But some of it was definitely me. And it's like a compounding thing, right? Like, if you're annoying one day, in some people's minds, you might be annoying for the rest of your life, and it's just a thing you gotta deal with. Okay, so I think I'm probably going to... Oh, I'm definitely not going to be able to stay under 88. But I think we'll be able to stay under 100. Knowing you're annoying as a kid and cringing how hard it is as you grow as a person. Yeah, I mean, I do that about Discord posts I had from when I was like 26. Thinking back in the younger days, I can't believe how much people put up with my shit. Yeah, I feel that. I was like a very well-actually kid. Which I guess lends itself well to Monster Rancher, because it is... I don't know how to describe it, but it does have very, like, well-actually vibes. Not in, like, a Reddit sense, but in, like, an unbelievable nerd sense, I suppose. Also, my hair's doing this, like, weird, like, wave thing that makes me look like... I don't know. And it's not intentional. I don't know why it looks like that. It's just simply clean, and I haven't, like, put product in it. 99 skill? I feel like that's... that's the play. You've cracked the code. I would have hated me so much as a kid. People were quite nice, bless them. I almost wanted to apologize. I think most people understand that kids are annoying, right? My biggest... and I've told this story, like, a million times. My biggest, like, fault probably was when I was in my 20s... being in the Smash scene with a bunch of kids who were in high school and just, like, not being able to handle how fucking annoying they were. Which, you know, makes sense. They're, like, still children. I was annoying when I was in high school. But I was just, like... I was mean to a couple of them. A lot of them were, like, mean to me first for being, like, old. When I was, like, 24. And, you know, I was able to hit back a little bit harder. And so I don't feel as bad about that, but there was definitely some, like, unwarranted shit. And I've since, like, apologized. for being mean. And that was like, that was only 10 years ago. So I have like, I don't know. I see comments and stuff, not so much on Twitter anymore because I haven't been on Twitter in like 6 months. But where else you see people like, he knew better. He was a whole ass adult. You can't make mistakes like this as an adult. You know better. And it's like the person is like 22 years old or like 23 years old. And it's like, one, they're still like a child. And two, you are probably the same age and you think you're an adult. And that's the reason why you think they're an adult. But like when you get into your 30s, and I'm sure when you're in your 40s, you think the same way about people in their 30s and whatever, right? And it's just like, you're still like fully formed in a social sense in your 20s, right? You might, some people are like better socially than others, obviously, but you're still not like completely there. And it's not like this is the best I'll ever be. God, if this is the best I'll ever be, I'll put a bullet in my brain tomorrow. That's not the goal. The goal is to be better every day. But this whole like, you can't possibly make mistakes, or like even like pretty like egregious mistakes when you're in your 20s is really fucking stupid. And it's an idea that can only be born out of other people who are in their 20s and think that they're like, they've seen it all, you know? It's quite literally like the only way that can exist. Okay, so we're gonna be able to finish under 100. I'll have to decide how I want to spend the rest of my... I guess we go to 100. 300 life, 100 skill. That seems fine. I don't know. Not to get too philosophical, but I'm trying to get real philosophical right here. I really thought of myself, like, when I was in high school, especially, as, like, an intellectual. And, you know, I wasn't, like, super annoying about it. I had, like, kind of learned by, like, late high school, you know, not to be the weirdest dude on the planet. But, I remember just, like, not being able to find a class to, like, get my last few credits where I was, like, interested in the class. And so there was this, like, correspondence class I took on, like, metaphysics. And I remember being like, oh, this is so cool. I had been reading, you know, some philosophy books, and I was really excited. This was like grade 12. And I got the coursework, and I remember reading the first, like, page, and I was like, fuck this nerd shit. I don't fucking care. I'm gonna go play rugby. And that, like, changed my life. It, like, really set me up in the sense of, like, this is not for me. I'm not this kind of guy. And so I never finished it, and I just took, like, an additional music class or something. I don't remember. Actually, I don't think I took music in grade 12. I was pretty burnt out on the idea of band, and I wanted to just, like, write music for myself. And, like, my band was playing a lot at the time. You know, we were never big or anything. But it was, I was not so interested in, like, doing school for music, or music for school, I should say. What do we got here? So, skill, I guess we put another 5 points in. We go 300 life, 100 skill. Max speed, max power. It's a name that you'd love to touch, but you mustn't touch. Yeah, that's probably fine. So, I think what we're going to do is leap. We're going Zabu mode. I should have been raising my intelligence. It's fine, though. And here, I can raise skill. I gotta keep it under... Here, I gotta keep it under 100. 3 to 6, so I can get a 5 here. We're gonna reroll till we get 5. Yeah, it's 6. Not like it's gonna matter much. Okay, well, got it on second try. A hundo skill. In 12th grade, here they removed sports and arts from the course to focus on national exam. That's crazy. That shit is so wild because it's like, it just pretends that like the humanitarian, like the soft sciences and stuff like that don't exist and there's like no purpose for them. So like if you don't do good in math and chemistry, then, you know, the world's gonna fall apart. What are you gonna do when people stop making music, bro? What's gonna inspire you to discover the next element or whatever? Make flubber. I don't know. I don't know what it is scientists do. Shock some rats. If you can't listen to, I don't know, Bracket's seminal 1995 album, Four Wheel Vibe, which recently just came out on Spotify for the first time, which is pretty sick. We got any Bracket heads in here? Such a specific reference. I love Bracket, man. They had a song on Tony Hawk Underground. Okay, I need some more nuts wells. I've been enjoying all the music talk lately. 2rag005, this man knows. I don't know what the song means, but my gut feeling is that it's a license plate. If I had to think about it. It's so crazy that song is like a B-side too. It's not even... It's like arguably their best song, and it was just the thing they put out but never got onto an album. Learned about Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and music in general from people I met in uni. Before that, I knew nothing. I remember being in like grade 9 and my friend and I talking about Metallica. And just the funniest interaction I'd ever had in my life about music at that time. Because I was like a pretty big music nerd. I was a pretty big, like, if you don't listen to the music I listen to, you're like, I think less of you, right? And it wasn't that harsh. And especially not in person. Like, I wasn't a huge asshole about it. I was a little asshole about it a couple of times. But I remember my friend and I in like grade 9 science, it might have been, I don't think it's split into chemistry and bio at that point. I think it's just science. We were talking about Metallica, and this guy who like we had known from like, you know, middle school and before leans over and he's like, oh, so I guess Metallica's cool to listen to now. And it was like, one, me and my friend were not the cool kids. We were not as big of a loser as he was, but we were definitely not the cool kids. And so that was like really funny. And also like, this dude is gatekeeping Metallica, like the most popular band of all time. Yeah, man, you discovered it. No one else has ever listened to Metallica before. It's up until now, it's been really uncool to listen to literally like the best-selling heavy band of all time. And like that's just stuck in my brain whenever, especially now as I'm older and I think about how stupid like music elitism is and stuff. I don't know why it was so hard for me to say elitism. It's like my body rejected the word. But it was just, I don't know. It was like a formational memory where I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to be that guy. Random uni bro was like, you need to watch this movie called The Wall. Oh, you mean the one that Nostalgia Critic made? Yeah, it's pretty good. Yoni, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. Having this game for Switch is cool to see advanced viewer being used. I have my Switch, a phone, and a prayer. Yeah, I mean, you can make it work. It's not like I need it, he says, as he's like constantly looking at it. It definitely does make things easier, but I was really only using it to see if my stats were being lowered by 3 or less, so I didn't have to wait for the whole animation to play out. But like, I don't need it for like the no rest method or anything like that. Like, we're on rails at this point. We got the tech. We gotta get speed up. You know what? I actually don't want to raise my life too much. I'll probably stop at 100. Because we don't want it to go over 300. Been a lurker for a bit and watched most of your YouTube. Hey, well thank you. Appreciate the sub, very kind. Only stuff you were exposed to in grade 9 was Crazy Frog? That's wild. I can't imagine being like 14 years old and like only listening to Crazy Frog. This isn't a slight on you. It's just like, you know, same way that I'm sure somebody, there's plenty of people who grew up and were like, I can't imagine you didn't play soccer every day, right? It's just the world that we grew up in is very different. But yeah, I had like a bunch of CDs by grade 9 already, but grade 8 is when I started buying my own CDs because I had a part-time job at that point. And I'm pretty sure it was like 1 week I bought Meteora, and then the next week I bought Sing the Sorrow, like back to back. And I can't remember which one I bought first. But you know, Meteora doesn't really hold up. Like, I listened to it the other day, start to finish, and I tried not to be too critical about, especially that era of, like, you know, rap rock and whatever, Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park and stuff are. I guess they're not exactly the same. Limp Bizkit is, like, more nu metal, but I don't know if I would call Linkin Park nu metal. Is it? Maybe? Maybe it's nu metal? I don't know. I don't really care. My opinions on Linkin Park don't go that deep. But it's like really easy to just like be flippantly like dismissive of especially that kind of music. But there's a lot of like really, really bad stuff that came out in that era. And not even just in like I'm cool, I don't listen to that type vibe, but as in like in the last 4 or 5 years I've been like, yeah, let me try listening to, you know, Slipknot again or whatever. I think Slipknot is a band that I don't understand how they got popular. I don't think the gimmick was interesting enough to do it, so people must like actually like their music, but I don't know like what I'm listening to when I listen to it. And this is not me from like a I don't understand heavy music type of perspective, because we scared the shit out of Macho Cheese the other day when he was looking up some of the grind bands we were talking about. But it just like it doesn't, the melodies are like bad. Like I don't know. I don't want to be a hater. I'm trying not to be a hater. I don't know. Recently introduced a few friends to ska. They politely nodded and didn't ask any questions about it. I mean, that's probably best case scenario. You're about 30 years too late to show anyone ska for the first time. As someone who enjoys quite a bit of it. I think ska has like a pretty bad reputation, almost explicitly just because of Real Big Fish, and only explicitly because of how they look, and that's about it. Like, it's just, they are like the biggest nerds ever. Hey, San Pepsi, well, thank you for tuning in. 3 a.m. Yeah, I wouldn't be watching Monster Rancher at 3 in the morning. Yeah, we're ska posting now. So you think it's strange that there's a way how you look and how you act and how you think, pretend it's not the same as you? Something like that. Those kind of vibes, you know? You're a hater of what I'm hating? Yeah, I feel that. We're talking about, I was talking about Slipknot specifically, and how people, like, hold them in, like, high regard, especially in, like, heavy music and whatever. And so every couple of years I try and listen to them, and it's just, I don't like it. I don't think it's very good at all. Like, I'll go listen to like fucking Helmet or whatever, or I don't know. Mudvayne's got like one good song. They're another example of that. Tool, I'm not really big into Tool. I understand why people like them, But I think people like them for the same reasons that I ordered that metaphysics textbook. More than anything else. Did I know ska came before reggae? I don't know if that's real or not. I think I might be getting trolled. But also, ska as we know it, like 4th wave, or whatever wave we're on now, 9th wave ska, 69th wave is not the same. Okay. You saw it on YouTube? Okay, well, it's gotta be true then. Did you know? I saw... You know, I do the announcer voice all the time, right? I do the, like, the fake, what do you call it? The fake YouTuber voice, like, top 10 things you didn't know about Family Guy, or whatever. Like, I do that voice all the time as a joke. And I saw a video in the wild today that was someone doing that voice specifically about Family Guy. And it was like, you could tell he didn't have like a good mic setup. His mic was like constantly like clipping. And it was just like some guy who, I don't know, it sounded like he like fed his lines into ChatGPT and ChatGPT wrote the video for him. It was just a short. I was really intrigued with this, so I ended up watching the whole thing. And it was like, you could tell that if this guy wasn't making like a Family Guy video, this would have like 4 views max. And he was just trying really hard to do the voice. Number 1, Peter Griffin is dumb as hell. But like, he wasn't fully confident. He wasn't committed to it. So it was like, Peter Griffin, and like, I don't know, it was whatever. I'm not trying to like hate on some random person. But maybe I am, because fuck that. You're making the internet worse by just putting out that garbage. Like, like, work on your own shit, brother. That shit sucks ass. But of course it had like 400,000 views. You seem too serious to enjoy dumb fun? Oh, brother, I love dumb fun. I like ska. Ska's like objectively very shitty a lot of the time. I'm a big fan. I am... You have given... Or I have given you the wrong impression, I think. We talk about Hot Dad all the time. Hot Dad is like... You know, we're not friends. I'm trying not to be, like, parasocial about it. But he's a good guy, and we talk sometimes. We're friendly. But, like, he only makes parody music. And I love that shit. What's this monkey doing? Oh, we're making a stupid build. Let me show you my stats. You'll like this. Top 10 Peter Griffin impersonations. Hey, lowest. Number 2. Hey, lowest. I don't know. I can't do them. This is, we're doing a lightweight monkey. And, our skill is maxed. This is as far as we're pushing our skill. We got the big banana. Yeah, we got the basics. We wanted boomerang, but we rolled big banana on a 3%, and I was like, that's fine. We'll just take that instead. This monkey has a 19 guts rate and fury. So it's gonna be funny. It's, I don't think it'll be very good. But I'm excited to see him, do some work. I don't know what Eskimo Cowboy is, though. I don't know if I'm allowed to say Eskimo anymore, though. Ape whips out big banana for the crowd to see. Damn, you hate to see it. Yeah, I'm not like a particularly serious person. I'm like, I will absolutely not pass you the aux a second time if you play fucking like anime OSTs in my car. But also, we're listening to Hekyrak occasionally. So it's like, you know, I'm a bit of what they call a hypocrite, I suppose. Family Guy content creator is definitely going to see the stream and become motivated to be the best Monster Rancher 2 in the world. He's going to be the best Monster Rancher 2 in the world. Player in the world. You wrote it correctly. I read it incorrectly. Can't comprehend the enemy I've definitely probably making right now. It's an anime, brother. Life is an anime. I want to ride it all night long or something. Whatever they said in that song. No skill builds are my fave. It's really like the only stat you can arguably take away points from without making your build like unbelievably bad. It is probably the most important stat to have. But the difference between having like 99% chance or like 50% chance to hit and like 45% chance to hit, even though that's a 10% decrease overall in accuracy, is still like, that's fine, especially if it gives you like more survivability or more damage or whatever. Throw Nobo? Not quite. We got Big Banana. So way to incorporate Magic Banana method into no weak method in vanilla to capitalize on plus 1 week lifespan it provides. Yeah. So the way you do it is you do a modified 4th week method where you raise your monster on. If you want your monster to raise for like live forever, you just feed them bananas on the 4th week, and that's the only time you ever raise your monster. And it will live forever. So there you go. Otherwise, what you're probably doing is you are using it for stress, or it doesn't lower stress. You would do 3 weeks, and then you would feed it on the 3rd week. I don't know. It's not super good if you're not going to be doing it like every week. Usually when people are doing a banana method, they're feeding a banana every single week, and they're not doing no rest. They're resting as well, because there's no way to not lose the week of lifespan. It's much better now than it used to be. I talk about it in the item video that I put out. It's like however many moons ago. Here, let me look it up. And see how good my SEO is. Best training method, Monster Rancher 2. Okay, I gotta change something because it does not show up immediately. It has more views than everything else, but it doesn't show up immediately. Monster Ranch, my Rancher Rundown shows up first. And then, it's literally all my videos, but it's not, and then a couple by Rito. But none of it is, there we go. There we are. Oh, okay, because I named it something different. Here. How would it be possible to monitor the outcome of banana when your loyalty is at 0 already? It stays at 0. That's how you know. I gotta change the name of that. It says new best training method in the thumbnail, but the title is Items in the Casual Competitive Divide, which I think is a good title, but I want to put I should probably put new best training method in the description somewhere. Yeah, that's something I gotta do. Don't worry about it. Call it top 10 Peter Griffin impersonations. Thank you. Is there a website, whatever, that shows when the next IRL tournament is? Absolutely want to enter. Deluxe Cup was tight. What do you mean IRL? But yeah, those are the two. The DXBL is a league that I'm starting up. Probably starts April 8th. It depends if I can get everything ready by then. And then Combo Breaker is an actual like in-person tournament in Chicago. Okay, as Adolescent, we're already getting pretty good gains in power. You know, I should probably do it this way. I should probably do pulls and then do speed once I'm in prime. Probably the easiest way to do this. But yeah, this is going to be a really easy build. I just need to get its fame up to 100, and that's really the only thing I got to like keep in mind at this point. We're not getting any battle specials. We don't need to go get any special text or anything like that. The really bad guts rate is so funny though, the 19. I should call one of my videos top 10 Peter Griffin impersonations. There we go. That's the new that's the new April Fool's video. Oh man. What kind of video would that even be? It's like 10 different people doing it. It's just like a lineup of 10 guys doing Peter Griffin impersonations. They all sound identical. How can you tell your monster leaves Prime? You just notice their stat gains go down. There's no sign. Would you switch your job for an office-based job in front of a computer if they doubled my pay? Yeah, man. If they doubled my pay? I could buy a house if they doubled my pay. Holy. Yes, 100%. For the same hours I currently work, I think I would be okay. It'd be rough in the fall. But I work like 12 hours this week. Didn't know if there was a hint like when they entered Prime. Yeah, unfortunately there's not. My job is, you know, my job is a job where I have more good days than bad days. And most of the time it's pretty stress-free, but it's still a job, right? It's still annoying. There's still a lot of headaches. You know, it's not whatever. I've worked office jobs before. I don't like them. But I could stomach it for double the pay, 100%. Sorry, son, to the coal mine with you. Into the acid mines. Here we go, baby. IRL Minecraft? Kids love that. They yearn for it. Just tell them if they're really good, they might find the nether or whatever. I don't know. I've never played it. I've only watched the movie. You know, I'm kind of interested. We're talking about how I'm too serious of a person, and I hate all things that are fun. I wonder if the Teenage Bottle Rocket Minecraft song is going to be in the Minecraft movie. You guys heard the Teenage Bottle Rocket song? They Call Me Steve. They call me Steve. I'll do anything you want me to. They call me Steve. I'll dig a hole and back for you. I love Teenage Bottle Rocket. They gotta be one of the best bands who have written Teenage Bottle Rocket albums of all time. Certainly one of the top 3 bands that the singer has ever been in. Worked for Sonic? I don't know, man. I think expecting these movies to like not be garbage is like, I understand why you want a movie based on an IP you enjoy and appreciate to like not suck. I get it. Just like the same way that like Monster Farm Line kind of like kills me inside because of what it is. Even though, you know, it's a mobile game made for people who aren't me. But, like, it should be made for me because I'm, like, one of the 7 people who play this fucking game still. But it's not really made for me. It's made for people who want to spend $100,000 on a gacha game. And also you know, ostensibly like Monster Rancher. But they're first and foremost gambling addicts, though. And the Minecraft movie is the same. It's not really made for you, even though, you know, you liked Minecraft growing up. It's made for children. It's gonna suck a little bit. The Mario movie sucked a little bit. It wasn't even one of those like, oh yeah, they put in a lot of jokes for like the parents too. Like it wasn't, they didn't even have that, man. I saw people mad about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and like how it didn't conform to their vision of what a Five Nights at Freddy movie should be. And it's how I realized I'm like a very old man at this point, because that's an insane thing to like have a strong take on, in my opinion. But it's also, you know, that shit happened way later into my... Like, I remember my roommates talking about it and being like, you guys are crazy. Why do you care so much about this game? And like, because I was in my 20s and they were all like late teens, I think. I was in a house with a couple of people. We all went to school together, but they were all a couple years younger than me. And it's like, yeah, you enjoyed it? And that's cool. I literally don't have any opinion on it or like the franchise other than it's just not something I was ever interested in. I'm sure you just gave me some good perspective on viewing the Minecraft movie, but I got an ad when I started talking. That's okay, what I said wasn't very fun. I was just saying that, like, as much as you might want the movie to be for you because it's something you care about, it's probably not for you. And the idea I gave was, like, Monster Farm Line is not for me, even though I'm a Monster Rancher fan. I'm, like, one of the biggest Monster Rancher fans. It's not for me. It's for gambling addicts. And they put a Monster Rancher skin on it. Minecraft movie is going to be for children. And it's going to suck a little bit, and that's okay. FNAF movie was really good as my first horror movie. It never was something I liked, but definitely props given. Was it your first horror movie? Didn't care about the franchise, but I'm down for some horror movies. It was better than I expected. That's cool. I'm never going to see it, and that's not like an indictment of the game or the franchise or anything. It's just something I'm not interested in, and I can't imagine ever being interested in. Something like that is right down Jack Black's alley. I read this article, and I don't know if it's real or not, because it sounded so fake, but it was about how, like, most of the shit in the Minecraft movie were, like, Jack Black's ideas, because when he got casted for it, he had never played the movie before, or never played the game before. I guess he never played the movie before either. And he, like, went and played, like, 100 hours of Minecraft and, like, got obsessed with it and was like, we need to do this and this and this and this. And I don't know if that's a thing they're saying to be like, don't worry, fans, it's gonna be great. Or if it's Jack Black making stuff up, or if it was a fake article. I don't know. You know, little column ABC, maybe. But either way, it's just really funny to like, the idea that he sat down and played like 100 hours of Minecraft, like, manically over like a week, and then came back with like a bunch of notes for the studio. Like, here's what we gotta do. First movie was Arachnophobia when I was 4, still hate spiders. I remember, like, did Arachnophobia and Eight-Legged Freaks come out at like the same time? Because I always get them confused. I know Eight-Legged Freaks is the one with like David Arquette, and Arachnophobia is the one I don't remember anything about. So I don't really get them confused. But, hey, I'm person, thank you. I suppose I don't get them confused. That's it. I don't know where I'm going with that. I like the Eight-Legged Freaks, though. Movie 1990. Oh no, it was like 10 years apart. Arachnophobia was 1990. Yeah. Eight-Legged Freaks is like, I don't know, I enjoyed it. It came out during the 2-year gap, or the 2-year span where I had satellite. So I watched it on my pirate satellite. I remember watching that, and then like Goldfinger, and I think I watched Goldfinger like 100 times. Because it came out that winter, or summer, or whatever. Legit traumatized by E.T. as a kid, and I find a struggle to watch it even as an adult. Brother, I got one better for you. I've never really seen E.T. I know of it, obviously, through cultural osmosis, but I don't think I remember ever sitting down and watching it. But I was traumatized not by E.T., but by a fucking bag from Universal Studios that I had. Like, a plastic bag that had E.T. on it. Not even the movie, just a straight up bag. And it's because in my childhood room, my bed was like, it was pretty high up. It was like, I want to say like 3 feet off the floor. And there was like a swing door, like a latched door that you would like lift up. And underneath my bed was all like storage. And then you would like put the hatch down. And I remember one time I dropped like a marble down the side of my bed or something, and so I lifted up the hatch to like look into the storage area, and there was just this bag with ET like directly in front of my face when I opened it, and I panicked so hard. I don't know why. It scared the fucking shit out of me to the point where I did not like go into the storage area under my bed for like a year or 2 years as a kid. So that's like way worse than like seeing a movie and being afraid of like the world's most terrifying puppet, which is like I feel like a lot more understandable. Kung Pao Enter the Fist was goated. This dumb fine still have the VHS. So Kung Pao is like a movie that I remember my aunt went to go watch in theaters and came back and she's like, "Oh, it's the most terrible movie I've ever seen. It's so stupid, this and that." And so I kind of just had this idea that it was like a bad movie, right? And then I watched it for the first time in my 20s, and I was like, this fucking rocks, dude. This movie is so good. And I feel like understanding the gimmick of like, this was obviously dubbed over footage of a movie that they just had lying around and they like recut it. I loved it, man. It's so good. It's so funny. Like it's not great start to finish. It's not like the best movie I've ever seen, but given the circumstances, I think they like pulled off a miracle, man. I watched Child's Play when I was like 5. I used to have an alarm radio playing next to me to cope with being in the dark. I feel that. I've never seen Child's Play, but I remember Child's Play, my older cousin had seen it, and like I know it like fucked them up really bad. And so that was like a forbidden movie in my mind. It was like, oh, I can't watch it because my cousin, who's like 5 years older than me, like can't sleep anymore. And like Child's Play is not even like a scary movie, like but like as a kid, you know, the concept that the doll might come to life is like, I think a little bit more dramatic than it is to an adult. Next monster should be named Betty. We need a cow monster. Chucky cut a promo on the Steiner Brothers in WCW? I haven't seen that. That's crazy. What? That's wild. How have I never seen this? Seen Hellraiser? Not in a long time. I used to work at a convenience store that rented movies, and so I would like get free movie rentals. And so I rented a bunch of VHSs and DVDs and stuff that way. And that's how I've seen like most of like my 80s B movies. And dude, there's this one movie, I don't remember what it was called. No one's ever gonna like be able to get it. And that's fine because it was bad. But it was a movie that was like, I don't know how to, okay, thank you, Jay, I'll take a look at that. I don't know how to describe it other than it was like a medieval like night movie. And it was like early 2000s. And all I remember about it, the movie sucked, but all I remember about it is that the opening credits were not like a movie. It was like a TV show. It had like a theme song playing, and every time it like had the actor's name, it like had them pose like they were like fighting or whatever, and then they would like stop and like pose for the camera, and with their like name underneath them. And I was like, I remember being so confused about why it didn't feel like a movie. And as an adult, you know, and like having more media literacy than I did at 12 or 13, I understand it's because obviously that's not how title sequences go in movies. But I remember watching this, and it was like one of the first times I remember watching a movie and just being like, this fucking blows. Because up until that point in my life, movies were just like, all movies were good. You put a movie on, you watched it, it was good. And, you know, I guess I had been sheltered a little bit, because most movies I had watched were good. First Child's Play is the one trying to be the scariest. The series quickly starts leaning into being horror comedy after the first one. Okay, maybe I'm like conflating them because I haven't seen them. What's the scariest movie I've watched? Fucking, I don't know. Some freak shit like Cannibal Holocaust or I don't know. That's not even a movie, man. I don't even know if that's scary. It's just really gross. The Thing? The Thing's pretty scary, like, if you compare it to its contemporaries, for sure. I don't know. I haven't, like, watched a lot of stuff that's, like, really, really freaky. It's not because, like, I'm spooked by it, but it's just, it's not something that is particularly interesting to me. I'm trying to think of what the last horror movie I even watched was. I think it was, is it called VHS? Is that the name of it? It's like an anthology series where they like, it's like, oh, I found these VHS tapes. They're like trading tapes or whatever. And then they like watch the tape and it's like, oh, here's the fucked up thing that happened. This guy dies. And they're like, anthology of like fake snuff films or whatever. I think there was VHS 2. I don't know. I don't remember the last. That's probably the last one I watched, and that would have been like almost 10 years ago at this point. As far as like a horror movie I'd never seen before, right? VHS series is great. I think the second one is the one I saw. The second one has a kind of fucked up middle story, which is weird because the middle story in like the anthologies is usually the weakest. The first one is usually the second strongest, and then the middle one is the weakest because you want to kind of make it like a shit sandwich where the two good ones are on the outsides, because that's what people remember. You want to start strong and finish strong, and then the one on the end is usually like the best, and that's usually how anthology series work. It's like a known way to like set it up so nobody's disappointed really. If it's slow in the middle, sure, whatever, as long as you end with a bang, right? But I remember VHS 2, the first movie or the first short was like kind of crappy, and the last one was like really bad because it was like an alien abduction thing. But the one in the middle was this like Filipino cult or whatever, like, and they were, it might have been like Thailand or something. It was somewhere in the Asian Pacific, and they were doing like these rituals to bring the Antichrist, and it was just like unexpectedly like really gory in ways that are like startling. I remember being like, oh, that was definitely better than the other two. The other two kind of sucked. but not even like sucked, just like they weren't as impactful at all. Oh wait, I can go up to 500, yeah. They rescue the woman from the hospital and then she gives birth to a demon, yeah. Insidious had me dubbing the voice out loud with different accents to cope with how freaked out I was. That's crazy. Is Insidious James Wan? Mother was the head of a media department for college and brought home a weird fucked up DVDs for us to watch. Probably the weirdest movie I've seen in some Soviet era Russian Alice in Wonderland. Hell yeah. I'm sure that goes hard. Kind of remind me of my biggest gripe with some of the internet horror series, but that's a whole different rant. I think mascot horror is pretty, like, not made for me. And I understand why it's popular with kids, but I really don't like it. Did you know that if you say Macombo 3 times in Mirror in a Dark Room, Kamui will show up and steal a tournament set from you? Oh no. He's gonna lower my defense and my intelligence to 1. So one of those VHS movies a while back in the middle segment was like people being brainwashed and thinking they were dogs, and I thought it was one of the stupidest things I'd ever seen. Hell yeah. They're not all winners. I guess it's not really horror, but do you guys know what the name of that anthology series is? There was one that came out recently. I'm not Love, Sex, Robots or whatever, but fuck, what was the other one called? No, not Black Mirror. Oats. Yeah, just the Oats Studios. It's just a bunch of short films by Oats Studios. It's on Netflix. And a couple of them are really good. Most of them are not. But, not Love, Sex, Robots, Love, Death, Robots. Also, there's that one Love, Death, Robots bit from the last series that was, like, unbelievably good. And I remember people, like, hated it for some reason. And those people are crazy, dude. What's it called? Okay, how come this episode list IMDb is so fucked up? Yeah, Oats Studios, if you guys want to check it out. It's, I can't remember who, but it's like a famous director, producer's studio. Oh, Jibaro. This shit is crazy. Like, this drove me insane when I found out what was going on in it. It's like maybe the most fascinating short film I've ever watched in my life. Which probably says more about me than anything else. This is CGI. This looks like a person. This shit is 100% CGI. So, like, all of this. His face kind of doesn't look real here. But I was, like, losing my mind because I thought it was, like, live action. And I'm like, why do they have a live action short in a series, like an animation anthology? And no, it turns out it's not actually people. It's not Soylent Green. It's like unbelievable how good it looks. Love, Death, and Robots. It's very, very hit and miss to me. Now that you mention the CGI, you can see it, but probably wouldn't have noticed otherwise. Yeah, when I watched it on the first go, I thought it was real people, and then once I found out it was CGI, I was still like blown away by how good it was. But, you know, it was a little bit more noticeable. Especially in some of the movements. The last Highlander movie, they cut a shit TV series down to make a movie that made no sense. It came out in the early 2000s. It would have had to be Highlander Endgame, if it was. Film features several shots from the original Highlander. I don't know. I don't remember watching it at all, really. I don't know if it was Highlander, but... Love Suits from Love, Death, and Robots. Suits is definitely one of the best ones. Suits is up there. I really like Ice. Ice is, like... Just the way it looks, man. It's so cool. It was one of the worst movies I ever saw, too. I remember only getting like 15 minutes into it and being like, I don't want to watch this shit. Some of them were terrible. They're like weird, like... And then there was some where it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then there's like a weird plot point or something. There's like a lot of like rape revenge stuff in it, which is like not really my vibe. There's also, because it is sci-fi, so much of it is like ultra like militaristic, which is not super interesting to me. The one where they have like werewolves in Afghanistan is like genuinely funny. It's not supposed to be, but it's so fucking funny. It's like our army's stronger. We got the stronger werewolf. Holy shit, guys. Come on. The Russian zombie army. Yeah, I feel like that one was like a little bit better, but there's examples of that exact same thing in other shorts. Suits is one of them, where it's like literally the same thing. There's like a wormhole or whatever that opened to another dimension with aliens coming through, but Suits is like way more like, it's got a better visual style. It's not just, this is 2009 CGI. Like, the Russian one, like, it looks fine, right? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not trying to, like, shit on the work that people have done, but before I do this, 1 sec, I need to make sure, training check. Okay, so I can't keep this. I can't keep a 19. It's too much. The werewolf in Afghanistan thing is based on some soldiers they thought they saw. That's, I feel like that's a cover-up for, like, shooting a child civilian in the head. He was a werewolf. Oh, man. Suits is the farm one, yeah. That one was good. Yeah, season 3 Jabara was like unbelievably good. If you've like liked the series, I think it's a little bit out of the ordinary. It's not so, it's like thankfully missing like all of the like Reddit humor of like the worst episodes. Like, what's the one where it's like, let's put Hitler through like 100 different simulations and see what happens? Like, that shit was like super corny. Jabara was like very, very stylized and really cool, and still like, you know, fantasy sci-fi. Fish Night was cool. I want to read the story it's based on. Like some of the weirder ones. Giant-sized werewolf in a cave they claim took out... Oh, sorry, it's like a giant-sized werewolf in a cave they claim took out a whole squad. That's crazy, man. Another ape? I haven't raised an ape in a long time. Like some of the weird ones, the ones with the space-dwelling insect hive was really good. Like, oh, yeah. That's in the new season, right? With the hive mind one? Hey, Spinda, how are you doing? Yeah, that was pretty cool. They had one of the survivors on Coast to Coast back in the day. Him and Colton Burpo running double duty. Hell yeah. I don't even know why I worried about getting this to 500, because it's going to drop when I raise my speed. We'll just do this. We'll do some more. It's his birthday. He's 2 years old. The Chiquita Yida. But yeah, I really liked... let me look at the episode list again. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Maybe that's something I do tonight. I throw it on as I'm going to bed. Oh, I only watched this new season once. There's the... Again in Afghanistan. I fucking forgot. They find Cthulhu. Hey, Toot Moses, thank you for the follow. What's... It's two different stories. One's got werewolves. And one they find fucking Cthulhu. What the hell, man? Oh my god. Oh, the Gulf War fucked up so many people. Yeah, I'm going for 500 speed. Oh my god, I forgot about that. That was stupid. Oh, the rat one? Yeah. Or the rats... The, like, farmer is trying to, like, kill the rats, and the rats find a way to, like, build their own guns and shit. That was fun. That's not, like, you know, high art or anything, but... And then we're the other ones. Ice is probably my favorite from the second season. Tall Grass was good too. God, can you imagine that's like that's how you're making your money as media appearances and saying you saw a werewolf in Afghanistan? The one where they're fighting a bunch of vampires in a pyramid. And, oh yeah, it's like an excavation or whatever. They're doing like an anthropological or an archaeological, I don't know, Indiana Jones level dungeon raiding or whatever. They straight up call him Dracula. Right? It's like a monster vampire, but they call it Dracula. Cthulhu Saves the World is a good turn-based RPG. The Cthulhu thing is like, that's kind of what I'm getting at with the whole like Reddit vibes of some of the episodes. It's real big like flying spaghetti monster. I don't know how to describe it without being like completely cynical and sound like an asshole. They made him afraid of cats, yeah. Lovecraftian? No, Lovecraftian is not the word I'm looking for. Maybe Lovecraftian derogatory. Cthulhu's cool, but he's been done to death and none of it is innovated. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's just like, here's a thing that is cool and like, you know, already has a pretty well understood mythos, so let's just do that. Instead of, you know, iterating. And I guess I gotta give the Cthulhu in Afghanistan credit for iterating on Cthulhu by putting him in Afghanistan. It is different. I don't know. I'm a hater. What other ones? Life Hutch. What was that? Desolate. Ah, yes. What's the one called? Oh yeah, Snow in the Desert. The one where there's a guy who, and he's just like the world's coolest like ex-army colonel or whatever, and all the, it's like some dude's like self-insert like harem fantasy, and it's played completely straight-faced, like it's not the most embarrassing story in the world. Or it's not Cthulhu by name, it's an ancient evil that drives you insane, which is just Cthulhu without the name attached. That's literally the Afghanistan story I was just talking about, yeah. It's not Cthulhu by name, but the person who survives literally survives by, spoiler, they stab their ears and they gouge out their eyes, so they can't see or hear it. And then the last scene is like them walking the desert aimlessly. The big Afghanistan desert. So many of these like shorts would be like more interesting if it wasn't like, I saw this wall at war. I don't know. There's something about like the 2000, and as crass as it sounds, war does have an aesthetic. There's a very different vibe to like World War II than there is to the Gulf War. And I think it's easier to romanticize the former than the latter, because the latter is like, not only is it not like well out of the realm of like things that I remember as a child, it straight up is like, you'll never catch anyone calling that cool, right? It's part of the SSX video about how optics in like video games changed around the time the Iraq War started. Not so much after 9/11, but Iraq War specifically. And like that 2003 era, everything became like, the military was like the coolest thing on the planet, and I feel like some of that must have been outside influence from like the government, but it was just kind of like the vibe at the time. And even though it was like really easy if you weren't an American to like be against the Iraq War, I feel like a lot of people got like swept up in that. In Canada, it was like, the sentiment was like, why are we there? You gotta support the troops. You're not allowed to ever say anything bad about the troops, but why are we there? And I think putting that era of like war in your movie is like deeply, deeply like nauseating. I don't know. I think it's also just because, you know, at least World War I, there was like a clear enemy. World War II, there was a clear enemy. Even if everyone's motives weren't particularly pure or whatever, or they were self-serving or whatever. You want to get into the geopolitical ramifications of X country getting involved and what they did therein. You know, Canada didn't share war crimes. The Geneva Convention exists for a reason. Because of us, mostly. You know, it's not like it's funny. The laugh is more of like I can't believe it happened more than anything else. I'm not condoning war crimes, all right? 24 was the most popular show for a solid few years somehow. Oh yeah, 100%. And it had that exact same vibe, right? It was just... Have you guys seen the Pretty Good episode about 24? It like is crazy because I didn't really watch the show much, and so learning about like what happens in the show was insane. And then post-Vietnam, every movie became literally the military is evil and doesn't care about its men. I mean, there's a reason for that, right? But then, I don't know. And then it went away. It's like how there was a fucking... Dude, I really like City of Evil by Avenged Sevenfold when I was growing up. And even now, I'm like, those riffs are killer, man. Like, you know, very, like, progressive for the genre in, like, the sense that it was quite literally progressive in, like, the song structure and things like that. Not progressive ideally or whatever. But just they took a kind of like metalcore vibe and they added a lot of like prog into it, and like the song structure, like it was really meandering and it didn't stop, and I thought that was like really cool. And then the next album, the first song is like, you literally are not allowed to ever criticize the government or any soldier or anything that has ever been done in the name of America, unless you are also a soldier. Like, that's literally what the song is about. And I'm like, all right, this band like actually sucks ass. I straight up stopped listening to them at that point. It was very overt. Like, there's a line that's like literally like, who are you to judge or whatever, and like, God forbid somebody like oppose war crimes, you know? I don't know. Pretend that Kiefer Sutherland was my favorite actor for like the entire first 2 years I streamed. I played 24 the video game on April Fool's Day one year with a shirt that said Bower Bottom. That was sick. Hell yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get max speed pretty soon. Probably don't need to raise my speed anymore. It's probably time to start working on intelligence. I was gonna wait until I was in Prime, but we're not even there yet. This guy's precocious too. He starts with 480 weeks of life, which is unbelievable for this game. It's like, it's effectively Racky lifespan. Which is why he's 2 years and 5 months old as precocious, and we're not in Prime yet. Okay, yeah, I think we start working on intelligence. The gains are not good, and we got to get it up to 500, so... What are you going to do? Ugh. I'm probably going to take a quick break to go get some water. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's run a quick ad. I'm just going to go fill up my water bottle, and I will be right back. BRB. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, so we're raising an 8. We're doing okay. Damn. Cough attack out of nowhere. I don't know. I just breathed in and my body was like, nope, you're gonna die now. Bye, daddy, I'm dying. We need about 100 more speed. We need a lot of intelligence. I'll take some greats. I take a great every week. A great every week would be great. Still, I'm raising 8 myself. Yeah, they don't seem to pop up often on the Switch, at least for me. You just like raise whatever shows up. That's a cool way to do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Dude, I'm in like a group chat with friends that I know from like the music industry, and they're mostly friends I met through Tiana, my wife. And there was a joke, or one of my friends was talking about how they were on, I don't know if they were on a Disney cruise or what the deal was, or they were at Disney or something. But they played Dire Straits' Money for Nothing and on the PA or whatever. And they played the not safe for work version that just has the F slur a bunch of times in it. And I made a joke like, that's the way you do it, or whatever. Just like as offhand, you know, like just stimming basically. And I don't think anyone else in the chat got that it was like a lyric from the song, which is like kind of sad considering they're like music people. But I realized after the fact that it looked like I was like, hell yeah, they played the bigoted version. Like that I was for it, and not that I was just riffing on the fact that it had happened. The person who posted got it, but I don't think anyone else did. I was like, oops, my bad. Cancelled, I know. Man. It's about racist Beyblades? Did I hear that right? What? No, man. Talking about Dire Straits, not Beyblades. It's Dire Straits. We're Knopflin over here. Most times, so long as it's not Plant, Pixie, Hopper, or Monal. Those are all pretty annoying to raise monsters, yeah. Everyone leaves group chat. Oh, I heard bigoted. Oh, yeah, they have Money for Nothing is like the biggest Dire Straits song. I guess maybe Sultans of Swing is bigger. I don't know which is the bigger. Money for Nothing is probably bigger. But there's a version of the song where it just says the F slur over and over again in it. Not like gratuitously. It's within the context of the song, but, you know, it does get said quite a few times. And my friend was at Disney, and they played that version of the song, like, over the loudspeaker. And so we were joking about it, and I made a joke about it that I don't think anyone realized was, like, not bigoted. It's fine. How's Monkey going? He's going okay, but we're stuck. We gotta raise his intelligence now, so... That's a 4 in Adolescent 2. You're beating your ass in Digimon? Playing a meme deck didn't feel like tryharding today? Well, I guess lucky you, because it's not working out. Oh, 2-1? Don't worry, we can play some Poke Chess later, and we can not try hard in that as well. Wink, wink. I got my ass beat today earlier. Which sub is best competitively for Dragon and Plant? For Dragon, it's the Gidris, which is the Meldner sub. And for Plant, it's Queen Plant, the Pixie sub. Been fun though, still having a good time, hell yeah. Races Beyblades? How do you do that? Make a white one with a white cone for a tip. Did you see the... I love the wool Beyblades. I think that's still the funniest thing to me. That they're like first opponents in the tournament were like shepherds, and they're like, we put wool on our Beyblade. That makes them more defensive somehow. And everyone was just like, yeah, okay. That checks out, sure. Why not? Beyblades is huge at your game store? That's cool. The fact that there's like a Beyblade meta is one of the things that is very funny the first time you hear it. But then when you think about it for like 2 seconds, you're like, yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's like a physical piece of equipment. Obviously, some are going to be better than others. They're getting 40 plus people? Dude, that's like half your state. That's crazy. What the hell? Is that like the mecca of Beyblade? That's wild. Did you guys see the from the top rope Beyblade? It's just popular in the States right now. Okay, we gotta look this up. This is if you've never seen like competitive Beyblade, this is not like inherently a good example of what competitive Beyblade is, because this is not intended. But it is very, very funny. Here, one sec. Where's my... How come Monster Rancher's not popping up in my sound settings? That's fucked up. Anyway, let me just turn off the music here. Okay, let's take a look at this. Fiance says Beyblade is just battle dreidel. It is, kinda. Alright, maybe it slows them down by gripping the wall, but wouldn't that make like both of them just like immediately stop and spin out? I've thought too much about this because of how insane it is. Is there a difference between Blue Plant and Queen Plant since they both have the same guts rate and movement speed? Not really. Blue Plant is better for ease of use, but Queen Plant gets anger more easily, and access to lifesteal is usually better than, you know, going Power Plant, which Blue Plant is kind of forced to do because it can't get its nature low enough to get, what do you call it, to get lifesteal. Anyway, this is crazy. Look at this.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Oh!
And then it wins. That shit's crazy. Look at him go, man. That's so sick. I don't know why it's trying to show me the King's Rock Slowpoke Evolves, the official Pokemon YouTube channel. No, I don't care, man. I don't even know why it's showing me that. Blue Plant is better to proc power and Queen Plant for anger? Yeah. That's basically it. Just that popular in the States right now, that's crazy. Is it like people our age, or is it like children are getting back into it? The children yearn for the blades. What's the title of the Bay video? It's From the Top Rope. I don't know if that's the title of it, but that's what I searched to find it. Fuck, man, I'm so sore today. I did a lot of like arms and shoulders and like upper body stuff and abs yesterday, and then today was like boxing and legs, and I'm just like ready to sleep for 100 years now. Thinking Ace Banana is just part of what it is. The banana just follows along. It's a friend. Been wanting to unlock Undine and Niton. I have no idea which hopper to snag to make it as painless as possible. I like Draco Hopper, because you get the extra damage, which he's like sorely missing. The banana possesses the monkey? It's like a host for it? That's crazy. Never thought of that. He wants the mangoes, which, you know, lower my fatigue, which is cool. Doesn't really end up making too much of a difference, but, you know, it's a thought that counts, I suppose. Okay, I'm down about 40 grand already, raising this guy. That's bananas, it is. How much fatigue does it lower? 10. It's full effect. Okay, so we're almost there. Not really, but, you know, everything's going along swimmingly. It just takes a while. For a Fairy Hopper, because it's easier to train in skill and speed due to their synergy and drills. Yeah, you can do that too. But you gotta rely on lightning for damage at that point, which is really annoying. Okay. Leap 11 to 14. So I can't do it as a heavy drill anymore. Can I do it as a light drill? Training check. Dodge. 6 to 9. If I get a great, maybe. Are we doing it? Are we rolling for a great? God, I don't want to do this. Oh, I'm not Prime yet. We're fine. I'll wait till I'm in Prime. Except for Wednesday, got another game of Battletech Alpha Strike. What is that? What do we end up naming the monkey? Chiquita Yida. He's the Chiquita Yida, baby. How do you reset your game so quickly? I've been trying to get into 2DX on Steam to raise new mons. Combination of mouse and keyboard. Mouse button to press menu, back title, pop up. Instead of going file load. I mean, file load is fast too. It's faster, it's just that I'm used to speedrun, which does this because all the times you want to reset are times where you don't have access to the menu. It's just muscle memory, yeah. Oh yeah, you normally just go file load data, up, 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 up. Up, up. There's no like shortcut for it. I'm literally just flying through the menu. Okay, so I can get a 13 in speed now. A 13 in speed puts me at 500, and then I only need 11 in power, which I can get with light drills. Watching people who master games do crazy menuing is always impressive. This game and some of the crazy RE2 classic menuing is lightning quick. Yeah, this game's pretty nuts. There wasn't, just didn't know about it. Yeah, it's... Unfortunately, there's no shortcut. Miniature war game, simpler variant than Battletech Classic. So, like, the video game? Oh, miniature war game. Gotcha. That's cool. I don't have any, I've never, like, bought any miniatures, ever. It's just, like, combination of space and people to play with, and then also, I feel like it's just an expense I can't, like, justify. I got too many hobbies already. I do think it's, like, fascinating. But it's one of those things that, like, I'm okay admiring from afar. So I can tell what I'm getting before it rolls because I have the advanced viewer up. But this is how part of this goes. I'd rather watch content on it type beat. It's better to watch stuff than to do stuff. There's like, it's a good example of that. Northern Line playing like the Bazaar. The Bazaar is like maybe the ugliest looking game I've ever seen in my life. It's a game that I quite literally did not believe wasn't made with AI until it was explained to me that like no, the game had like actual artists. Like, I didn't believe it at all. There's no way, man. I gotta hit 13 here, and I'm getting like way too high or way too low. But like, I'll never play the Bazaar. I have no interest in it, but it's a fun game to watch other people play. Dude, I can't get 13, eh? It's a 1 in 4 chance. I guess it's a little bit less because there's a chance to get a great as well. I can get 11, 12, 13, or 14. I need a 14. Here's the Cut is a game I adore to watch. Couldn't wrap my head around. Yeah, I've never had interest in playing that either. But yeah, so you get it. You understand the vibes. Can I get 14 in power right now, or do I gotta wait till Prime? I can't tell I'm in Prime. Okay, so we're just raising our intelligence. 13? I can't get 13. I can get 8 or 11. 8 to 11, I should say. Found family got into miniature games herein. It's been super fun to just hang out, talk, and roll some dice. I feel that. It's hard to like get a group together. If you can find a group that's like already playing and like weasel your way in, that's much easier than trying to start something. All right, we're in Prime now. So I can roll a 14 here. We get a first try. Beautiful. So skills done, defense is done, speed's done, power's done. I got to get life up to 300 and intelligence up to 500. Let's take a look at where we're at. Oh. Okay, so 4 of our 6 stats are done. Life's got to go up 100. Intelligence got to go up like 1,000,000. I'm probably not going to need any mint leaves for the rest of this. Though mint leaves do make him a little bit skinnier, so it's nice to have them. Only thing that makes it hard is I work in the big war game day, such as Life in the Zone. I feel that. Raising it would probably take almost a year. Yeah, about that for sure. What about Tiamat and Gidris? Any particular differences competitively? Looks. Mostly. That's really what it comes down to on Dragon. Does Gidris not have a faster guts rate than Tiamat? Yeah, they're both 14, eh? I think it's mostly looks. Okay, so our intelligence still isn't going up by much. That's a low roll, but pretty rough in prime to be getting 4s. At least we're halfway there. Did you know all the different apes have a different banana? On some of them it's pretty similar, but like Rock Ape has like a green banana, like an unripe banana. The other ones are like slightly different colors, and then King Ape has like a Chiquita sticker on his. How are you doing? I'm playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I've been getting coached in Tekken 8. Hey, Toji, how you been? You coming to Combo Breaker this year? I think you said you are, right? You got to defend the title. You can't not show up. You are, yeah. Sick. Yeah, it'll be nice to see everyone again. Saving up your money for hotel, Uber, and food? Hell yeah. Not easy, but it's possible. I feel that too, for sure. It's like, it's strange going to the States in this climate. I'm not gonna lie. I am a little anxious about it. And carpooling with people, I think, is like the spookiest bit for me, is because I don't know what other people have in their bags, right? I don't think anyone's gonna like be a huge fuck up and like bring something illegal over the border, but I don't want to be responsible for anyone, right? So it's, I'm just hoping everyone is on their best behavior. I'm not trying to go to El Salvador, that's all I'm saying. You ever run a tournament with the worst monsters of each species? I don't think so. I don't know if that'd be like particularly interesting though. I get what you're saying. It's just like it's variety, right? But that's pretty limiting on what you can raise at that point. And I'm not big on like raising tournaments or tournaments that are like pretty restrictive on what you can raise. Orange Man at the top do be acting crazy. You know, it's nice that like people are coming around to see it finally. That it's like, oh, he's just lying about everything. But you know, there's still that contingent of like actual crazy people who think like, yeah, saying he's gonna annex Greenland is like a good idea. Certainly. It's not signs of dementia at all. And everyone else is just like going along with it because, you know, they want to accrue that political power. It's certainly not like they don't think it's a good idea, but it really is like an Emperor's New Clothes bit, right? It's literally just like Grandpa's off his meds and you just gotta placate him. Except placating him publicly is your job now. Cool monkey with a cool monkey name? He is a cool monkey with a cool monkey name. It's like an episode of Twilight Zone I want to get out. Yeah, and it's like, it's just frustrating because there's like nothing I can do about it, right? I can't vote. We've like straight up stopped buying like American products though. A lot of us didn't. I mean, as much as like people love to say it's the electorate's fault, like you have to like actually run a competent campaign if you want people to vote for you. You can't just be the lesser of two evils and then be like, well, nobody showed up. It's not my fault. Like, yeah, it is. Fucker. Give them something to get excited about. I believe it. You have to be good. Yeah. It's like, if I was in the States, I did not like Harris, but I would have voted for Harris. Like, I think you kind of have to, right? Even though, you know, she was doing her damnedest to make sure I and people who believe in the things I believe in like, we're being pushed aside to, like, try and court the right, more or less. And, you know, whatever. Obviously, it wasn't a good strategy, because fucking everyone hated it. But I think the more egregious thing is they're still trying to do it now. They're like, well, it didn't work during the election, but what if we continued doing it? What if we continued trying to, like, push marginalized people out in favor of, like, a stronger status quo? Certainly that will, like, get people more interested in voting for us. And it's like, whoever is, like, telling you, like, how to run your party, whoever is, like, in charge of strategy needs to be, like, taken out back and, like, you know, given a stern talking to, as it were, in Minecraft. Harris did get screwed getting tossed to the wolves like 2 months before. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was just the whole party. It's not just her, right? It was the entire party, technically including her, but to be fair to her, what else could she do? Just saying, like, yeah, of course I support the guy who doesn't remember what day of the week it is. Of course I trust him. And it's like, alright, well, enjoy losing. And then it's like, why didn't you vote for us? It's your fault we lost. It's like, no. Alright. You gotta stop listening to, like, 80-year-olds about public policy. They don't fucking know what they're talking about. It should be golfing or, like, in the ground, but not anywhere near politics. You know, he likes chocolate ice cream. Can he spell chocolate? That'd be crazy. I'd give money to hear Joe Biden try and spell chocolate. Like, from memory, not like reading off a prompter. Oh my god. What a fucking shit show. It's so crazy how he was, like, marginally more, like, dementia riddled than the guy who won. Like, it's it's a very fine line. Also, I'm out of Prime already? What the hell? Dude. Precocious has such a short Prime. Anyway. Yeah, I don't... It sucks. I'm sorry. I feel for you. I just don't want him getting thrown in an internment camp for being the enemy when I go to the States. Well, it's a pretty cool governor. I think that was, like, the biggest travesty of the whole thing. They found a guy who everybody liked and had a message that, like, people were getting behind, and then, you know, the bigwigs in the party were like, we can't let him do that. We can't let him rile up the masses too much. And late blueprint type is easiest rates for competitive overall. Yeah, you can always, like, just tank in the early weeks with, like, hard drills and not, like, doing proper no rest if you really want to get out of baby stage quick. It's not too bad. I'm glad we're talking about this during the intelligence grind, so I can just, like, cut it out. Because it's not even, like, particularly interesting, right? Like, I'm not saying anything that is, like, prescient or, like, a stunning insight nobody's ever thought of. How is it possible that those two people were the most qualified out of 330 million US population? I mean, there's an easy answer for that. Does he say stuff like pour milk before cereal, we're okay? I saw someone say that once. I think it was like a Smasher was talking about it, or maybe someone in the FGC. And I think the easiest clapback is just, how do you know how much milk to pour if you don't have the cereal in there already? And they're just like, well, I always pour the same amount of milk. And it's like, okay. Like, you're still crazy. Yeah, Mr. Arya. Did I need any clips in Deluxe Cup, or have you rounded enough of those up? I haven't really. This is exactly what I was thinking about that. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm going to be sending you this eventually to edit. Oh, I gotta send you the Kamui one as well. I'll be sending those in a bit. Once I pay you for the other ones. What if they pour water before a cereal? Well, then they're too powerful for me. I'm not getting in an argument with them. I think I can understand why someone would pour milk before cereal, but I don't agree. I think I would probably judge somebody. Like, unironically, maybe not like an entire percentage point drop, but I would think less of them. Yogurt before cereal because it's easier to mix that way. That's true. But you don't need to mix milk. It's a liquid. Good for me to start going through that again, see what's best. Yeah, if you can find clips, I'd love that. I'd really appreciate that. Hey! Draco Mochi luck your way. God damn. Am I being cursed? It's like the worst monster in the game. What the hell? Thank you, Andrew. How was your raid? Welcome, Raiders. Hope you're all having a fantastic time. We're almost done raising this monkey. We got to get his intelligence up to 500 and his life up to 300. Or 299. And we're good. We're done. Worst monster my ass, Draco Mochi. Draco Mochi is really interesting because competitively it's like quite literally one of the worst monsters you can raise, but it has the literal best stat gains in the game. Like overall, it's Draco Mochi and Hound Dragon that have the highest overall stat gains, like composite. The issue with milk first is how much it splashes. It's just silly and messy. Unless you're serious Weetabix, you just put a big brick in it. I do like shredded wheat. I am a shredded wheat enjoyer. I love mini wheats. Draco Mochi versus Draco Hopper. Draco Hopper, oh, I don't know. Draco Mochi gets access to flame, which is like not good, but it's different. I pumped and shoved for round 4. We got a win, baby. Hell yeah. 1-2-1, baby. We're almost there with intelligence. We're already out of prime, so we're just grinding up the last little bit. Yeah, raising lightweight ape. We need intelligence to 500, life to 299, and then we're done. Frosted Mini Wheats Enjoyer. Do they make not frost? Is that just like you're using its government name? I've never, like, they are called Frosted Mini Wheats, but I've never called them that. That feels like using its middle name to me. There's just mini wheats in this house. Remember the old shredded wheat, which was unfrosted, was like a brick? Yeah, you need to like soak it in milk first, or hot water and sugar, or whatever you do. We're on a full name basis. Well, we're on a nickname basis, so you know that's not something to brag about. Or it's like you just don't like them. You enjoy them, but you're on a full name basis. That's crazy. I'm calling him Leo, and you're stuck calling him Leopold. Strictly business. Understood. Come on, join the raid. Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging in there and hanging out here. Oh, that's gonna be a new catchphrase. We gotta say that. It's hanging in there, and we're hanging out here. That's good. I gotta catchphrase that. Put that shit on a shirt. It's possible to get Moo to max stats, all text learn vanilla. You can't get Moo. Well, I guess you can technically get him in vanilla. Yeah, 350 weeks of lifespan is like not great though. But with like the 4th week method or something like that, banana scumming, you definitely can, because you can just let him never die. Tiger Army never die. Chimp Biscuit? Hell yeah, we're aping it up. Chimp Biscuit is a good name. I saw your message about that. Your comment, I should say. But yeah, we're getting there. Oh, 44 more intelligence, and then we're done. Well, then we need life, but his life gain is way better. Basics Ape also has Big Banana. There's a way to guarantee that a monster is not combined, i.e. directly from disc, stone, or shop. Is there a way to guarantee that a monster is not combined? Yes. I'm not going to explain how because it's an easy way to catch cheaters. But there is a way to tell. Someone else might just spoil it in chat, like whatever. But there are a couple of ways to tell if a monster is like legit, like from a disc, or if it's been combined. Had fun with that. All those names were actually like really good, and I'm not just saying that because most people, I'm pretty outwardly spoken about how the names are shit, and it's fine because not all names can be winners. Like most names suck, and it's okay. But Chimp Biscuit is really good, yeah. Is this the guy, or is he going to be a mix? This is the guy. Didn't know combining is allowed. No, it is. But what he's asking is there a way to tell the difference? And it's not that combining isn't allowed, it's that sometimes people cheat. And so combining is totally allowed. That's the only way to like get a lot of like optimal builds and stuff. But like, say this guy, for example, if I wanted to combine this guy with another guy, I would lose the special guts rate that he is born with. He starts with a 19 guts rate, which is illegal for Ape normally. Ape can't have a 19 guts rate. It's way too slow. But this special spawn starts with a 19. If I was to combine this Ape with anything else, it would remove that special qualifier. And if we got another purebred Ape, it would have Ape's regular guts rate of 18. Is he heavyweight or middleweight? He's lightweight. He's asked, is there a way a host of a tournament where monsters are directly from disc stones and under the age of 2? Yes. Shout out to the second tournament I literally ever won in my life. I think. This. Here we go. One sec. We were looking at it. I think this is top 4. Oh, the top 6. So this, hold on, let me close the music out real quick. We're almost done this. This is a tournament Jack of Hearts put on like a million years ago. On, was this on hard mode? I don't remember if this was on hard mode. Does it say?
Yeah, I'll put it like that so you guys can see it on stream. Alright, so
no, it might have been vanilla.
The points.
We'll be able to tell because there's a... Look at this big fucking tournament. You're not catching me doing a 14-man round robin. What the hell? But this tournament was... literally... You had 1 year to raise a monster. Had to be fresh off disc. You had to tell the disc that you got the monster from and the stats you got. And this guy here with 12 wins and 1 loss, and Glasswave is my guy. And he lost to Arcanist, which was Tixalog. He went by the name Downtempo as well. He hasn't really played DX at all, but he was like one of the best players in the scene. And then he just, you know, life gets in the way and we just didn't play anymore. 1 human year, yeah. did have another question. It's not about turning monsters, but those that have like silly stat lines as babies. I had the first 3 sets being 1, 7, and 7, and the rest were 177. Do they all work differently, like that gel? So not most of those are just like references to something. But anyway, then we got to our top 6, and MS Paint, man, I love it. Jack was the first person to do this, where they like took a screen cap of them in the verses, or like no, sorry, it's in the freezer, to like have like a name on the screen, which is like kind of a cool idea, and I stole it later. And then I stopped doing it. But anyway, here was grand finals between me and Arcanist. And both of these monsters are at max 1 year, 0 months, and 3 weeks old. MS Paint is apparently adding layers eventually. I saw that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this was 1 year. You weren't allowed to use Paradoxum or any like drugs that would increase your stats. I used Najeal to tank my monster's lifespan to the point where this guy hit prime in 9 weeks. He was 9 weeks old. And so I just raised him prime, subprime for his entire life, basically. And it was tough. And this was a very close match. Hold on. Let me see if I can tell. So just watch it.
And it's only going to take a couple of tail whips for Arcanist to just kill Glasswave here.
Having
But
power,
there's the
like
power.
went crazy here.
He pushes
Trample
the
at 40.
powerful Naga back into drill attack
Wait,
range, and then
is
and then
that,
it decides to just
it is hard
use
mode.
Whack anyway. Oh, but
Because
Fury
Trample's,
activates.
yeah, Trample costs 40 in this.
We might actually see Fury hit.
Yeah, I'm
no,
gonna get my
Fury
ass
runs
beaten
out as
here,
well.
I'm pretty sure, but... I dodged an 80 Trample, I think, to
tail whip.
win, after
There's
missing
the
like
wing
an
attack,
80
and
Turnisol
crits
to
for
lose.
179 damage. Always better.
Hey, Felix Sunblade, thank you.
And the drill attack hits immediately. 180.
But yeah, this was like the before times of Monster Rancher.
Alchemist is an angry dragon.
This would have been...
Everyone in this tournament seems very angry.
2019?
Except Glasswave. No, Glasswave is not angry. I think Glasswave must be very good-natured. Because it's being a sub-tiger. The power didn't activate, though.
Also,
There's
if
another
you
drill attack.
have never played competitive on
both down
the
pretty
original
low.
version of the game, neither of these monsters can
30
attack
seconds
right
left.
now. Your monster can't attack with less than
Either
45 guts
one
in
of
the original
these
version of the
two
game.
attacking could
It's part of why
eliminate the other
Dragon was like
quite
as bad as he
There's
was.
a turn assault. That's going to take down Arcanist.
But I literally was down 20 guts behind the dragon
One of
and
these.
caught up and had 45 guts to attack before he did. This dragon was not a low tier dragon, was like ultra buffed in hard mode, but anyway. This was uploaded April 24th, 2020. So it was probably like early 2020 when this happened. Pretty cool. But yeah, it's totally possible to tell if a monster is like made from a CD or what have you. As long as they like tell you what the CD is. Love Monster Rancher, been binging the Nuzlocke series, first time I managed to catch a stream. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're chilling every Monday. Every Monday, 8 p.m. till about midnight Eastern time. I'm streaming, and then I try to do like 2 more streams throughout the week, work permitting, at least 1 more. But I try to stream at least 3 times. Okay, more greats would be good. We're almost there, we're getting there. My life gains are going to be so much better. I'm in the Elder already? God damn, dude. Just keep giving me the greats. A 4 on a great? Oh my god, man. Like, that's a 4. That wasn't a great. Mamma mia. Do I stream MW? I don't know what that is. What's MWF? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh, no, I try to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday when I can. But Wednesday's been hard because I have sparring on Wednesdays, so I've been trying to do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday as much as I can. Tomorrow I can stream, but I might be a little bit late. I gotta work till about 7. And then, you know, I'll probably be home right at 8 o'clock. And then it's... I'll be able to stream, but I might not be able to start streaming until like 8:30, 8:45 or something. Monster Wancho. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, now I can get 3s. Give me a 3. I have 497 intelligence. Monster Wancho Fuens. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Love Thursday streams because I'm off work for them and can catch them at home. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday has been working better for me. Though Macho had to be a little turd and like start streaming and not let me, you know, monopolize every day of the week for Monster Rancher content. So we try to work around Macho. How dare he decide to stream to Twitch, the Everything app, when I'm already streaming to Twitch, the Everything app sometimes on Thursday. Me and someone on Twitch had the exact same idea, yeah. Yeah, you both called it. I love Macho Thursdays too. I should restream it. Macho, do I have permission to restream the Macho Thursdays tournament? Dude, more people watching the restream of me talking over Macho, talking about like what a bad day I had at work or whatever. We'll talk money? Okay. I'll buy the licensing rights. I feel like Pokemon TCG Pocket has changed its algorithm to give out less rare cards unless you pay. I don't know if that's true, but because I pay and my luck has been ass. I've got premium, and I'm not getting any special treatment at all. This new set's been killing me. I pulled my last card from this new set, and it gave me just enough pack points to buy the 2 full arts I was missing from like the 1-star full arts. And then I was like, I'm done with it. And then this morning I accidentally pulled a pack, and I'm like, no, I don't want it. And I got like the luckiest I've ever been, which is on a random pack. I got the 2-star Adamant. And I was like, okay, well, not so bad. Not so bad. Gambler always suspects the house is cheating. It's because he does it for a living and he knows what signs to look for. He's right. I'm the gambler. They nerf the cards hard. Like, luck-wise, I don't know if that's true. I feel like I understand enough about probability from this fucking wretched game that it's very hard to attribute anything to odds. Also, they legally can't list odds in the game and then have those odds not be correct. Because it is, like, quite literally gambling. And if you don't list correct odds, you go to jail. Like, it's a big deal. Current Wonder Pick features Leafeon EX. I only have 1 Leafeon EX, so let's roll right now and see if we can get it. Can I get it right now? Do I have an open pack? Oh, it's Wonder Pick. I don't even need a pack. Also the Gambler. However, I mainly play the game for the pretty cards. I'm not a big fan of the meta as it is right now. Damn, I haven't got a single rare pick. I just learned that MWF isn't a globally recognized term, but a localized abbreviation used in our country. Yeah, I was definitely thrown off a little. Okay. Do we see anything good? Let me do a quick scan, and then you guys can tell me what card to pick. Do I only have... Oh, do I have 2 Crobats? I got 3 Crobats. Okay, I don't need another one. There's nothing here I can use. Whatever. Fuck you. Does anyone actually play the Pokemon TCG, or do people just pull packs? I played it a lot. I have... How many wins do I have right now? I haven't played this new set much because, like, I'm, like, kind of burned out on the meta. I don't like the current sets. I currently have 1,033 wins. So I probably have, like, 9,000 losses. Nah, we kid here. It's very hard to just, like, off the dome know what my win rate is, but my guess is probably, like, 60+%. If I'm being conservative. It feels like there's, like, days where I have, like, 90% win rates, but it's easy to forget, like, the losses. They say 50%, but it's a 48. It would be hard to tell. I mean, you look at the code. That's how you can tell. It's like, it's a big deal to do it. Anything like this that has, like, odds, they need to submit code to, like, regulatory agencies. It's, like, a huge thing. They can't just lie about it. Okay, so I need to get an 8 here. On my next roll. Oh, lo. Oh, lo, lo, lo. Okay, 1... Oh, I haven't, That's pretty funny. At least because he is, he's skinny, it's easy to lower his stats, but I definitely made a mistake by not feeding him any any prunes. Oh no. Okay, so let's get a couple of powders. I can give him 40 fame, no problem.
I want to play video games.
Hey, beer fart. Thank you, Ian. Hope you've been well. I'm playing the only game I know how to play on this gosh dang planet. It's a desired detection all gambling games, yeah. Last time I checked Pokemon TCG was a Game Boy Color game. Have the rules changed much? Oh, are you, sorry. So what we're talking about is Pokemon TCG Pocket, which is a game that came out on mobile. It's very similar to regular Pokemon TCG, except, you know, win conditions are a lot quicker. You only need to, like, KO 3 mons. You don't get prizes. The original, like, the paper TCG is basically the same as it was on the Game Boy Color. Obviously, there's new cards and, you know, power scaling and stuff like that, but the game functions the same way as it always has. Okay, so I gotta do this without his spoil dropping too far, or his sphere dropping too far. I think we'll be okay. Meta seems ass. Yeah, it's... There's a couple of, like, interesting decks, but not many. It's... We were talking about this in the Discord, and I think... Well, I kind of disagree on why it is the way it is. Someone else was, like, talking about their displeasure with it as well. And their vibe was that the game feels too hard to, like... It's less algorithmic now. Because of the way that Cyrus works, and because of the way that, like, what do you call it? All of the the Pokemon tools and like raising your life through the cape and things like that work, it's really hard to like judge if you have lethal. Whereas before it was like, you know, you still have to play well, but you could tell if you were going to win in like maybe 4 or 5 turns if like everyone played the best they did. You could use other cards on your bench to like block Sabrina plays and things like that, and you can't really anymore. And so now it just feels like really, really like hyper offense focused in a way that's like not particularly fun. And while I don't really agree about the Pokemon tools and stuff, like it obviously does make it a little bit sloppier. It's hard to tell if you're gonna do exact damage or whatever. My whole thought process around it is that it's just too much beat stick, right? The problem with the first set was just that every single deck played the exact same. It was like get out your boss monster and attack 3 times, or attack twice. Whether that boss monster was like Starmie, or if it was Charizard, or Pikachu, like whoever it was like your goal was, you know, you maybe had like a couple of like different like little setup things you had to do to play a little bit differently, like Moltres flipping coins or Pikachu making sure the bench was full, but they basically all played the same with very little contingencies, right? It was just like, this is your strat, you're gonna play it, and if you get really bad cards on your first hand, you instantly lose. And if you get the turn order that you can't play within, you instantly lose. And if things work out for you, you instantly win. And then coin flips are really strong and things like that. And then, you know, this new version, while it's not as coin flip heavy, feels very much the same. Whereas we had like 2 sets in the middle where there was a lot of different decks and a lot of different strategies, and they felt very different. It's back to being pretty much the same thing. And the only decks that ever felt different were like, you know, like in the first set was like Pidgeot Arbok or like Dragonite or whatever, and those were not nearly as good as like, there's like a huge cliff drop off to the second tier of decks. And now it feels like that again, where there's like 1 or 2 decks that are just like unbelievably powerful, and then there's like a second tier underneath it that plays the same as the top tier, but it's just not as strong. And then there's like rogues underneath it that are whatever, but it's still all beat down. But like the fighting box in the last set, and or I should say Mythical Island, even Mythical Island fighting box and Gyarados and stuff like that, there's a lot of really powerful decks, but there were ways to play around them, and you know, strategy was really interesting and important. Anyway, we got our guy, by the way. We're done. I gotta do like a little cutoff here, so when I give this to Project LG to talk about, maybe we'll leave in a little bit about Pokemon TCG Pocket, but we can cut out a lot of it. So I'm going to redo that real quick. Okay, so we got the ape. It's done. These are the stats. We're donezo. I think it's going to be pretty good or incredibly bad. It's really hard to tell. But either way, he's done. We're going to go to town. We're going to do some test battles, and we'll see what happens. I forgot his eyes are open when he does this. He's still staring at you. Be the leader of the bunch, you know him well? Okay, so let's try him out. Oh, I'm like stretching my legs under my desk right now, and I can feel my quads like spasming a tiny bit. I did a lot of like squats and stuff today. Oh, I'm glad I don't have to work till like 3 in the afternoon tomorrow. Congratulations, you're perfect. Into the freezer with you. I'm only missing a couple of points in loyalty. Chiquita Yita, okay. And who else do I have in here? Do I have... I don't have any other lightweights in here that I can test against. Bill Murphy. I have Bill Murphy. He's like not good. Oh, Uncle Cracker's not right. Bill Murphy's a pretty bad build, but it was funny. I don't think I've ever used him in tournament. I might have used him in one tournament once. terms of animations on the farm and stuff, Hopper's one of my favorites. Just wish it was better. I think that's like a perfect example of stats are not like balance doesn't matter as much as vibe does, right? Okay, prediction is live. Hopper is like a really good example of a monster that, you know, is really, really awful competitively, and how little that matters because the game is about personality and the little guys themselves more than anything else. And the game would be significantly worse if Hopper, even just Hopper, was more balanced, but was not as interesting on the ranch. That would be like a significantly worse game. And that's just one monster. And I think that's true for all of them. If you were to have to decide whether or not to spend more time balancing the monsters out or, you know, making sure they were actually like fun to play with on the ranch and like mess around with, then I think there's a pretty obvious answer there. And then even on top of that, it's okay for stuff to be imbalanced in games. It gives it personality.
I want to play video games.
Felix Sunblade, thank you for the sub. Very kind of you. Okay, what do we got? 59% on Chiquita Yita. Big Banana opener. He's going for it. If this doesn't hit, he's in a lot of trouble. Okay, it does hit. He's still down. He's still down 30 guts. Oh no. I already regret this. Okay, brother. You gotta dodge. Another. No! I think he's... Oh, this is gonna be so hard to come back from. I will never financially recover from this. Rolling chop 22%. Big swing, big miss. Okay, slap doing decent damage. And again, he's got 2 in a row. Chop at 12. Chiquita Yita's got to build up to more than 50 guts, and then attack and he'll be okay. The big slap miss. This might do it. He's got a little bit of a guts deficit. No! Okay. Bill Murphy wins game 1. Bill Murphy didn't do bad in testing. He just did really bad in the tournament that I put him in. He's building up. He had more than 50 guts. Minus 20 guts on that one. All right. Doing a little bit better than last time. Hit with the 14% chop. What are you going to do? $90 on the slap. What do we got? Who's swinging? Okay. It's hard when you don't dodge a single attack for sure. 500 speed and you can't dodge. That's crazy, dude. What the fuck? All right. Well, Bill Murphy won that. All right. 26% and the 12% or the 14% and the 30%. Hell yeah. Agrius, okay. We got a couple to try. Similar build. A little more skill. Prediction is live. Who do you like? Using Bisharp for the first time in Pokemon Auto Chess. He's pretty good. Azorgil is cool. It's a very mustard color. Bill Murphy might be good after all. He didn't land a single rolling chop, though. Okay, 91% an old man Yowie. We'll do Agrius. I'll try him out against Big Uncle Pete because that's like, you know, a high watermark in the tier. It's not like a... We can try him out against like Sussy German and stuff too, but... Old man, yeah, he's 75% on the Jill. Here we go. Snowstorm opener. It misses. Chiquita Yida can dodge. That's crazy. Thwack miss at 21%. Will anyone hit? 32% on Big Banana. It is his most accurate move. It's gonna miss. Punch combo at 14. The monkey's got a little bit of a guts lead. 20% on slap. Oh, that's what we're in for. Ice wave at 14. He's got the pea snow. The yellow spikes. 13% on thwack. It misses as well. Who are you? I'm you, but more monkey. Ice meteor gonna miss. Chiquita Yeet got the guts. Swings another thwack. 17%. I think he's going to lose on Gats. He's going to swing one more attack, I think. Yeah, I think he loses on Gats. By quite a margin. Pokemon Auto Chess is nothing like chess, bad name, but it is a lot like Auto Chess. Oh, our first hit of the set. We got a slap. Another one at 15, and he hits it again? It's not enough, though. It puts him in power range. We don't get it. Ice Spikes at 37. Big spiker. Misses it, though. 51 guts on him. 1-2 straight. Ice Meteor at 19. It's going to hit. 157, minus 16 guts. The yellow ice is wild, I know. Lemon Snow Cone. The thwack miss. 1-2 straight's gonna hit. It crits. Ooh. I think Chiquita's behind by a little bit right now, yeah. Big Banana, it's your play, brother. You only gotta do 14 damage, but it is the most accurate move in your arsenal. It lands. Oh, you got big squished. There's the grit. 6 seconds left on the clock. Does he have enough guts to attack, though? Clap attack at 26. It misses. Chiquita Yida gonna take that one. When are DXBL submissions due? Probably next Sunday. Or next Saturday, I should say. So not like this week, but first Saturday in April, the 5th. Alright, game 3, here we go. Big thwack miss. Goat saying GG's on 1-1. It's BM. The punch combo miss. He's up against the wall. He can't use his banana.
I want to play video games.
He can't go banana mode. Old man Yowie's stopping him. Hey, Fox the Bomb.
Pastime of indulging in interactive graphical entertainment.
Okay. Would you? You're allowed. You got enough for Big Banana. It's time, brother. Ice Wave miss. You're in range. Go for it. Big Banana. Thwack. Ah. Clap attack is a jump scare. GG's. I think having actual boomerang would have been better. Okay, let's put him in against Big Uncle Pete, who is more or less the same build with not better, but different stats. I was gonna say better life, and then... Oh, you know what? It probably is not going to show up. Yeah, because it's on a different file, whatever. I can't show both of them at the same time. Forgot about that. GG's GOAT. A lot of text we don't usually see. Yeah, it does actually have a lot of text. Okay. Agrius was the next one. You know, sometimes the build just doesn't work out. You try it and it's just not good. But it's worth trying. I might remake this guy with just Boomerang. I think that's probably a better play. Big Banana is too expensive for the build, and that's like what we I decided before the run, and then I ended up just not rolling Boomerang. Okay, predictions live. Tried to get every tech, but couldn't get Jill combo. Yeah, we can try dragging it out. I might redo this guy with Boomerang off stream. I'm definitely not going to just straight up raise him again on stream, but... I think everything for this DXBL, I'm just going to decide what I'm going to do on stream. I don't have any ideas in my head. That was like the Kamui. When I made Kamui legal, I wasn't even thinking about making it. I was just like, fuck it, let's make everything legal. And then I decided to build it on stream. We're not going to be able to get to everyone's monsters, but we'll do as many as we can before midnight. Love Jill. Shame it's the only game he's ranchable. I know, man. 96% on the Durahan. Okay, here we go. Slash combo. Big banana. Big banana. It's a little bit of damage. He's got anger. Oh, wow. Look at the... Damn, that was actually pretty good damage. Slash combo, 27%. It hits! Homie, you gotta dodge, an attack at some point. Holy shit. And the crit, too. He's dodged, 4 attacks. What's really funny is he's got Fury, so if he got hit with an attack while his opponent had anger, it's actually really good for him. Okay, he'll dodge something at some point, right? What's the point of 625 fucking speed? Are you serious, dude? What's the point of 600 fucking speed? You can't dodge anything. Whatever. Alright, well, that was a set, I guess. GG's. Never seen a speedster dodge so little. You can't, dodge at all. There was one match where nobody hit anything. Who was up next? Carnation V2. Oh yeah, I saw this in the Discord. The all 400s. That's pretty cool. Okay, predictions live. Who do you guys like? First place with 8 steel, nice. Steel is pretty fucked up if you can get full synergy. Cause you're doing what, 120% true damage on every single attack. He's a speedster. He's dying fast. He's doing his best to let's get on with it. Next match. Next match. They need a Monster Rancher Ultimate. One game with all the mons. I've been saying this. You are 110% correct. Want to raise Flower Ape and a Stripe Shell? Try to raise mons I haven't raised before this year. Have I raised a... Actually, you know what? As a kid, my best monster ever was a purebred ape. I had, all my stats essentially maxed, 950, 960, whatever. Except for my life, I think... Or except for intelligence was whatever, but every other stat was between 900, 999. It was the first monster I got close to maxing. And I remember I had a worm. There's this guy and there's a flower worm I had, and the flower worm was 999 in every single stat except for speed, which was 400. And it just never won a single game against my ape, which what did I name him? I added a letter to his name. It was supposed to be just like a regular name, and I added like an accidental like O in the middle. Oh, I don't remember. Let's see if I come up with it later. 69% on Chiquita Yita. Here we go. Yeah, the galley stat spread is cool. Okay, we dodged the thwack. That's good. I'm okay with that. Ton of monster never raised, even though I've been playing since 99. I've raised every main breed at least once. Undine is definitely the monster I've raised the least. I raised like one casually, and I think that's it. I don't think I've ever raised the second one. It's just not interesting to me. The 60% are missing. 47% Blaze Wall, that's pretty accurate. Good damage. Chiquita Yeet stuck in the corner. Goes for a thwack at 58. It lands. It's not enough. Thwack at 22. Brother, I can't fucking stand it anymore, man. I'm going to bed. Dodge the fucking attack. Please. Dodge an attack. He dodged one attack. This is insane, man. His opponent dodged more than he did. With 100 speed. He's also never attacked in power. Attack. I don't want to do this anymore, man. We're still in there, but like, barely. Oh my god, alright. This is like unbelievably stupid. Oh well. Oh, this sucks, man. It's so funny. How about Pixie's that good for tournament? Pixie's pretty bad, unfortunately. Getting through the first few fight jitters. You know, with my luck, he'll probably do okay in tournament. I think it's a fine build. I think with the boomerang it would be better, but it's rough. Okay, who else was next? The Mold. Yeah, that's kind of similar. It's kind of similar to Big Bill. Okay, predictions live. Undine's my least favorite monster? Yeah, I'm not super interested in Undine. What the Kong doing? I don't know, man. Trying to give me a heart attack. He's like, look, you don't get to be upset. You only spent like 2.5 hours raising me. There's no connection here. You wanted to go with this stupid low skill build, and then... But the thing is, I'm okay with how much I'm landing attacks. I mean, last game sucked because I missed like a couple 74s. There's no need to be upset. That's true. Wise Ape once said. But, yeah, the amount I'm landing is like fine. But I'm getting hit by everything, man. Oakley gonna win? He might. Alright, 57% on Chiquita Yita. He is 0-3 right now. Big banana opener. Odds are not in his favor to land it. He misses. Long punch at 38. Also, all of his opponents are like, I'm gonna save up all of my guts every time. Oh, the samurai kick miss. They got the strats down. Chiquita's still learning. He's new to this. Meta is mostly tanks. Maybe we'll see a shift to speedsters. I don't think so. And this is why, like, I'm literally losing because I went all in on speed. Like, fuck off. This is actually fucking stupid. His form is correct, right? Yes, he's minus 100 form. 625 effective speed. Oh my god. Lightweight is a mix of both speedsters and tanks. It's mostly... Tanks usually do best, though, is the thing. Also, yeah, like, he's just constantly attacking, which is weird for a monster with a 19 guts rate. Alright, I think we're gonna call it there, folks. I just don't want to do this anymore. He's so bad. This dude sucks so fucking bad. I can't believe how bad the luck is, man. Whatever. Oh, it's so funny. I don't know, man. There's nothing you can do about luck. We had pretty bad luck with the Kamui the other day, too. It's, I'm gonna rebuild him with Boomerang, and we'll see if that does any better. But I don't think it will, because that wasn't a build thing. That was just simply my opponents landing more attacks. It makes sense that my opponents would land, like, more 30% than me, because they get to attack more often. But in matches like that, where I'm attacking twice as much as they are, and I'm still getting hit with everything, and they're dodging everything, there's simply no way you can be mad about that. It is what it is. I need the sound effect where it's like, why do I choose to do this for a living? The bit from the John Boy's poker video. Holy shit. Oh, it's the second one. Yeah, okay. Bug Doctor's playing Rygar. If you guys know anything about Rygar, it's an old Tecmo property. And then he's playing the PS2 one that came out, which was actually like pretty good. But the story behind it is that Tiger was originally named Rygar. And then some people, you know, they're like, okay, it's like Thunder God or whatever. Like, it makes sense that, like, you know, he's lightning related and things like that. And so Rygar makes sense. And then there was also, like, an assumption that it might have been related to the old Rygar game that came out in, like, the 80s from Tecmo. But Rygar's name in Rygar is also a bad translation of the main boss of the game, whose name is Liger, and he's a tiger. So there was a tiger named Liger whose name got corrupted to Rygar, and then Rygar got like, it was assumed that the title, like the hero of the game, was called Rygar, and then Rygar became the name of a monster in Monster Rancher whose name got corrupted to Tiger, and so it's like full circle. Tiger, Rygar, mistaken identity, different game, back to Tiger. Yeah, it's Rygar. Yeah, it's just it's the same in this game. It's just, I don't know. It's funny. It's not related at all, but it's just a funny coincidence. It's just weird that it happened twice, you know? Anyway, I'll see you guys. We'll be streaming tomorrow night. We're going to be raising another monster. I might work on fixing him up during the day. Like, it only took like 3 hours of like messing around, so I can probably do it in like 2 on my own. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a fantastic night. And if you're still here, it's because I already rated on Twitch. So this is just for the YouTube Andes. I like you guys more. I'm just kidding. I like you all equally. But don't tell them. Don't tell them I said that. Okay. See ya.